Welcome to this short tutorial on Turquoise, one of the trombone gems by Vandercook that's published by Rubank. Like the other pieces in this collection, it starts off with a slow theme, in this case it's andante. Then the second part is called a moderato, and it's basically the first theme that you heard in the andante, but it's a little more complicated. Then we have the third theme, or the third part, which is called the trio. In many pieces written around this time, that's the word that they used, or the composers used, when you got to the third theme of the piece. So trio in the third theme. We then go back to the second theme, or the moderato, and then that takes us right to the coda. When you perform Turquoise, please make sure that you follow the dynamic markings that are written and the articulation markings that are written. When there are parts that are staccato, do not hit them don't hit the notes too hard. Keep everything light, so very very light tonguing, but do accent in a heavier tongue on the notes that do ask for it. I also use some alternate positions in this piece, and I'm not going to show you all of them, but I do have 6 examples that I'd like to share with you and explain a little bit about why I do them. And in each one of these examples, I'm going to show you how that section looks when you do not use the alternate positions. And then I will show you the performance of that section with the alternate positions. And hopefully you'll see that it does seem a little smoother and is a little bit easier. The first one is in the first 2 measures of the piece. What I'm doing is there's a B flat in the first measure. I'm going to go ahead and play that in 5th position so that I can easily get to the B natural in 4th. Here's what it looks like in the first 2 measures of the piece when I perform them using the regular positions. And now here it is with the B flat in 5th. Looking at the 3rd and 4th measures, the 4th measure has an F. Normally we play that in 1st, but I'm going to perform it in 6th. I find that it's easier to get to the G right after it if we play that F in 6th. Here's what it looks like, though, if I play the F in 1st. And here's what it looks like with that F in 6th position. Looking at the moderato, in the second measure I have a B flat and an A and then another B flat. I am playing those in 5th, 6th, and 5th position instead of 1st and 2nd. The reason that I do that is because I find that it's easier to slide from 6th position A to 5th position B flat to 3rd position for the C. Here's what the first 4 measures of the moderato look like with the normal positions, and notice how much my slide is moving back and forth. And now here it is with the A in 6th position and the B flat in 5th. I think that you'll see that the slide is moving back and forth a little bit less, and it makes the line a little bit smoother so that the notes feel like that they've landed a little bit easier. In the 7th and 8th measures of the moderato, 7th measure at the end of it, there is an F, and I'm playing that F in 6th position so that I can get to the G in 4th much easier. Here's what measures 7 and 8 of the moderato look like when I play that F in 1st. And now here's the 7th and 8th measures of the moderato with that F in 6th, and hopefully you'll see that it was easier for me to get the G right after it. In the last 2 measures of the moderato, it's the measures 14 and 15. At the end of measure 15, you'll see the coda sign. I'm going to play the E in 7th position and the F in 6th. The reason I'm doing that is the notes after it are just working their way off the slide, and I want to start that progression as far out as I can so that it's one long slide moving from 7th position up to 1st. Here is what that looks like if I play the E in 2nd, the F in 1st, and then I have to jump out to the G in 4th. And now here it is with the E in 7th and the F in 6th. Notice that it's one slide movement for a whole bunch of notes. It's much easier, and I think it sounds a lot better. The last example I'd like to share is the beginning of the trio. The first 3 notes in the second measure are G, B flat, and D flat. Normally we would play that 4, 1, 2. But what I do is I play the G in 4th, then I go out maybe an inch to a very sharp 5th position in order to do the B flat, and then I go out maybe another ½ inch to an inch to a flat 5th position to play the D flat. So I'm going to go 4, sharp 5, flat 5, moving that much for those 3 notes. I find that it's much easier than doing 4, 1, 2. However, it does take a little bit of work, and I think if you put the time in to do it, you'll find that it is much easier also. Here's what it looks like with the regular positions of B flat in 1st and D flat in 2nd. And now here it is with the B flat in a sharp 5th position and the D flat in a flat 5th position. Again, with work, you're going to find this is easier. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me on this tutorial for Turquoise. You will see when you watch the video that I do use other alternate positions than what I talked about here, but hopefully you'll start to pick up on what I'm doing. Keep in mind as you're practicing this, the alternates that I use are the ones that I've been using. They are not necessarily for everybody. For example, when I say use the E in 7th position, your arm may not be long enough to get to 7th position, in which case you're going to play your E in 2nd and then probably your F in 1st position. If you have any comments or questions, please reach out to me at thetromboneplace@gmail.com. And happy practicing and good luck with this. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon.